Good Sunday evening, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Mark Henderson here from the Weather Hub. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. All things considered, the weekend, not a terrible one. Obviously, we had to deal with the showers and thunderstorms for a good chunk of yesterday morning into the middle portion of the day. But from there on out, generally speaking, it was a very pleasant weekend and a rather seasonable weekend from a temperature standpoint. Want to get you ready for the upcoming week that is to come, and we've got lots to talk about as we're going to expect a significant pattern change to take place as we move forward in time. Tomorrow, kind of that transition day. Here's an hour by hour look at what we can expect. We'll start this off at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. High pressure still in control for us. Winds, as a result, will stay out of the east southeast here. So that means that sunshine will be abundant in supply. Temperatures will warm up a little bit compared to today's mid to upper 70s. I think the low to mid 80s appear to be a good bet for us here tomorrow, but the humidity should remain very much in very tolerable range. Here's a picture tomorrow afternoon, which shows a few more clouds may be developing here in spots, and I can't completely shut the door on a sprinkle or two. Those chances, though, do appear to be very, very low. In fact, not even worth mentioning in our forecast discussion just yet. Overnight tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies are expected. Now let's go into Tuesday, because Tuesday is the day we see more substantial changes in the weather pattern. We'll have a little bit of cloud cover around early. This is the picture at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the clouds may stick around through about midday, but a good amount of sunshine will eventually squeak through those clouds in the afternoon. You'll notice the winds will be blowing out of the south. Notice these lines moving straight up and down in the vertical direction. Now we're on the backside of high pressure, which means that we are expecting the winds to come out of the south. And when that happens, that's when you start to see the warmth increase, and that's when you start to see the humidity increase as well. Now, I don't think it'll be out of control on Tuesday, the heat nor the humidity, but it will certainly be much more noticeable. When do things take a turn for the much more significantly hot? That looks to be as we go into the day on Wednesday. We lose the cloud cover once and for all, and into the afternoon, sunshine will dominate. Winds shift to the southwest, so that warm, soupy air continues to advance eastward. I think we have no trouble getting well into the 90s here on our Wednesday. Now, one little wild card all along has been this what we call a ring of fire pattern in the atmosphere. That's always something where we talk about getting on the southern periphery of this hot air dome, and you get some thunderstorms to erupt along that periphery. Now it appears as though that corridor is going to be positioned well to the north and west. The thought was that maybe, just maybe, we get some of those thunderstorms, which helps alleviate the heat just a little bit. I don't think we get that lucky. Here's how we go into Thursday. Notice the storm corridor stretches from the UP of Michigan back through the Northwoods of Wisconsin and on into eastern and southeastern Minnesota, maybe northeastern Iowa. We don't get in on this potential action until maybe Thursday night as a front attempts to drop southeastward through the state line. That's going to feature our best chances for showers and thunderstorms this week, and they're by no means a 100% likelihood to occur. I'll put those chances at no better than 50-50 at this stage in the game. Then that front kind of hangs up very close to the region. Could mean for some more active times as we go into Friday, maybe Saturday, as we get some of those hit or miss showers and thunderstorms here or there. But overall, you're not looking at any sort of organized precipitation. So we may be heading toward a drier period over the course of the upcoming week. Let's take a look at temperatures now, shall we? We'll talk temperatures here, and we'll also talk about heat index values, as they are likely to become a rather significant story as well. We'll turn off the cloud cover and turn off our contour here, and let's just talk about the heat index values. Here we are. This is tomorrow morning. Let's fast forward this here to tomorrow afternoon. This is 4 o'clock, and tomorrow we're looking at heat index values upper 70s to lower 80s, so still very, very tolerable. Tuesday, as we mentioned, is kind of our day of transition. You'll start to see some of those darker reds and those maroons, even some of those whitish red colors. That's when you're starting to see some major changes. We're looking at heat index values popping into the mid 90s. by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon, just to our south and west. And I think this model is underdoing the amount of the amount of heat and humidity that will be present here, because I don't think it fully takes is taking into account the corn sweat that's taking place across many of our fields. But here's Wednesday, and this I think is spot on. We're looking at heat index values in excess of 105 to 107, maybe even as high as 109 degrees. And that appears something that may very well continue as we go into Thursday as well. These dew point temperatures that are just absolutely off the charts. 80-degree dew points. We usually say that 70 is when it feels very tropical, if not oppressive. You get into the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. That is brutally humid. That could even be dangerously hot and humid. I fully anticipate that there will be heat advisories or maybe even extreme heat warnings issued by our friends at the National Weather Service later on in time. That's going to take some time for us to figure out, but we are at least watching out for that being a possibility, certainly as we go into the middle stages of the week. Let's quickly look longer range here, because I think that the heat and humidity won't just be a big story this week. In fact, this is the longer range outlook issued by the Climate Prediction Center. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook. So this will take us from next Saturday through the middle portions of next week, suggesting that warmer than normal temperatures are expected, near to slightly above normal precipitation in that 6 to 10 day period. Let's go to the 8 to 14 day outlook, which continues to indicate that above normal temperatures are likely through the better part of the next 2 weeks. That's basically taking us through the end of July and into the opening stages of August with near normal precipitation. So, what does that look like from a forecast perspective here? Well, I'm glad you asked, because without further ado, here's your 7 day forecast. We're at 85 degrees tomorrow, but the humidity will again remain very, very tolerable. 65 then tomorrow night. Tuesday's that day of transition. We go up to 89. It'll feel like 95 by Tuesday afternoon. But Wednesday and Thursday, those are the two dangerously hot days. Air temperatures in the mid 90s both Wednesday and Thursday. Heat index values Wednesday could reach up to 109. There you see, there's just a 10% chance that we could see a pop-up storm either of those 2 days, Tuesday or Wednesday. Better chances for storms would come Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. Heat index values, though, again, will peak at as high as 106. Some modest relief, and I mean modest relief, Friday and Saturday. We're still hugging right around 90 for the air temperature, but heat index values in the middle to upper 90s both Friday and Saturday. And we don't lose the heat on Sunday either. Back up to 91. Heat index values could reach as high as 98 degrees. So this is going to be one of those weeks, aside from tomorrow, where I think we're going to be very, very tolerable. Make sure you don't overdo it. Check on your neighbors, especially those who are elderly, and just take it easy. Try to limit the amount of time outside. If you do have to be outside, light fitting, light colored clothing is certainly advised. Stay plenty hydrated as well. Seek shade whenever you can. And of course, apply that sunscreen liberally. We'll continue to keep you updated on this and so many other things from the Weather Hub, but we wanted to take a chance on this Sunday evening to get you set for the work week here and do this forecast in video form. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll be talking to you very soon from the Weather Hub. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.